Hello students. So today we will continue chapter 7, study of gas laws, and in that we will discuss Boyle's law. So what is Boyle's law? We will understand that. Okay. So the scientist who gave this law was Robert Boyle. Okay, and he gave this law. So let us understand what does the Boyle's law state. So Boyle's law state that, so this is the Boyle's law statement. Okay, so Boyle's law states that temperature remaining constant, the volume of a given mass of dry gas is inversely proportional to its pressure. Okay, so what is it saying? It's saying that if the temperature is constant, okay, if the temperature is constant, that means it will not change, then the volume of a given mass of a dry gas will be inversely proportional to its pressure. What is inversely proportional? In the last class we have discussed that if the volume increases, then the pressure will decrease, and if the volume decreases, then the pressure will increase. That means volume is just opposite to the pressure. If the pressure increases, then the volume decrease, and if the pressure decrease, then the volume increase. This is called as inversely proportional. Okay, so volume is inversely proportional to pressure, and where T is constant. T means temperature. Okay, so now if we consider a particular gas whose volume is V, pressure is P, and the constant temperature is T, then according to Boyle's law we can write that volume is inversely proportional to pressure. Okay, now in that case we can write, so we have to understand here that if volume is inversely proportional to pressure, then we can write that volume is equal to 1 by P into K. Now what is K? K is a constant. K is a constant. Okay, now if this P comes here, then it will be multiplied. So P, V into P will be equal to constant. Okay, now what is the meaning of this, that P into V is equal to constant? I will explain you. So this can also be written that PV is equal to constant. PV is equal to constant, that is K. Okay, so now in that scenario, if we assume that a gas is having a pressure P1 and volume V1, and when we change the pressure from P1 to P2, then the volume also change from V1 to V2. Then what we can say? We can say that P1, we can write that P1 into V1 will be equal to P2 into V2 will be equal to constant. Why it is constant? Because the product of pressure and volume of a particular gas of fixed mass will always be constant. Is it clear now? So this is Boyle's equation, Boyle's law equation. This will be used to solve the numericals. Okay, so this is our Boyle's law equation. Remember that. This is the graph for Boyle's law. Now we will solve a numerical. So now we will solve some problems based on Boyle's law. Okay, some numericals. So let us understand the first one. The first one says that a gas is allowed to expand at a constant temperature from initial volume 300 ml. So what is the initial volume? Initial volume is 300 ml to a final volume 1800 ml. At the end of the expansion, the pressure of the gas was found to be 1 atmosphere. So it is saying that at the end, remember that it is at the end, the pressure is 1 atmosphere. So now we have to find what was the initial pressure of the gas. We have to find the initial pressure of the gas. So initial volume is 300 ml, that means this will be our V1. Then final volume 1800 ml, so this will be our V2. Then at the end it is saying the temperature, the pressure is 1 atmosphere, so it will be our pressure P2. And what was the initial pressure? That means we have to find initial pressure P1. So that is why you've written V1 is equal to 300 ml, V2 is equal to 1800 ml, P1 is equal to, we have to find out, we have to give question mark, and P2 is equal to 1 atm or 1 atmosphere. Then by Boyle's law we can write that P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. So we will put the value. So P1 is our X that we have to find out. So this P1 is taken as X. Okay. Then P2 is 1 and V2 is 1800. So X will be equal to 1800 by 300, that is 6 atmosphere. So our answer is 6 atmosphere. Is it clear, students? So it's very simple numericals. You can solve it on your own. Just you have to remember this formula. This is the important formula used for solving problems based on what? Based on Boyle's law. Remember that. So this is the formula which you have to use based on Bayes' law. Now how you know that whether it will be we will be using Boyle's law or any other law, that I will tell afterwards. Okay. Next we will see question number 2. So students, I hope that question number 2 and 3 you can understand on your own. Okay, all are very simple. We will now understand Charles' law. So what is Charles' law? So Charles' law was given by Jacques Charles. Okay, and directly we'll go to Charles' law. So what the Charles' law says? Pressure remaining constant, the volume of a given mass of dry gas increases or decreases by 1 by 273 of its original volume at 0 degree Celsius for each degree centigrade rise or fall in temperature. So what does this law says? This law says that if the pressure is constant, if the pressure is constant, that means if it remains unchanged, then the volume of the given mass of a dry gas increases or decreases by 1 by 273 of its original volume at 0 degree Celsius for each degree centigrade rise or fall in temperature. That means if the volume increases, if the pressure remains constant and the temperature increases, if the temperature increases by 1 degree, if the temperature increases by 1 degree Celsius, then the volume will also increase. How much? By 1 by 273 times. Understood? If the temperature increase by 1 degree, then the volume will also increase by 1 by 273 times. Okay. Now if the temperature decrease by 1 degree, if the temperature decrease by 1 degree, then also the what will happen to the volume? So if the temperature decrease by 1 degree Celsius, then what will happen to the volume? The volume also decrease by 1 by 273 times. Is it clear, students? So if the temperature increases by 1 degree, then volume also increase by 1 by 273 times. If the temperature decrease by 1 degree, then the volume also decrease by 1 by 273 times. That means what? That the volume is directly proportional to temperature. That means when temperature increases, the volume also increase, and when the temperature decrease, the volume also decrease. Okay, so this can be written as that volume will be equal to temperature into constant. Clear? So volume by temperature will be equal to constant. That means if we take a gas whose volume is V1 when the temperature is T1, and then if the temperature is changed to T2, then the volume will become V2. Then we can write that V1 by T1 will be equal to V2 by T2 will be equal to constant. So this is our Charles law equation. Okay, this is called as Charles law equation, and this will be used for solving the numericals based on Charles law. So now we will understand one very important concept, that is absolute zero. So what is absolute zero? The temperature minus 273 degrees Celsius is called absolute zero. Why? Because the reduction of volume of gas to 0 cc is only theoretical concept. Practically all gases liquefy or solidify before reaching this temperature. You can see in this graph that at 0 degrees Celsius the gas will be having some volume, but when gradually the temperature is decreased, what it was found? It was found that at minus 273 degrees Celsius the volume become least minimum volume, so that temperature is considered as absolute zero. That is minus 273 degrees Celsius is nothing but absolute zero. Okay, so this absolute zero has been given a scale called as absolute scale. So now we will understand what is absolute scale. The new temperature scale with its 0 at minus 273 degrees Celsius and each degree equal to 1 degree on the Celsius scale is called absolute scale or Kelvin scale. So remember that absolute scale is also known as Kelvin scale. Okay, so what is Kelvin scale? So remember that in Kelvin scale it starts from 0 Kelvin, that is nothing but minus 273 degree Celsius. Okay, this is Kelvin scale. So now we will see how to solve a numerical based on Charles law. Okay, so here is a question given that a given mass of gas occupies a volume of 200 ml at 37 degrees Celsius. To what temperature must the gas be heated to make its final volume as 500 ml? So you have to remember that the initial volume is V1, that is 200 ml, at initial temperature T1, that is 37 degrees Celsius. To what temperature? That means they are asking us final temperature. We have to find the final temperature. Must the gas be heated to its final volume 500 ml. So this is our V2. So now we will write that V1 is how much? We have to, V1 is 200 ml. T1 is 37 degrees Celsius, but for numericals we have to always convert it into absolute scale, that is in Kelvin scale. So 37 plus 273 will be 310 Kelvin. So remember students, whenever we need to convert from degree Celsius to Kelvin, whenever we need to convert degree Celsius to Kelvin, what you have to do? We have to add 273, and whenever we need to convert Kelvin to degree Celsius, then what you have to do? We have to do minus 273. Remember, Celsius to Kelvin plus 273, Kelvin to Celsius minus 273. So now our V2, what is V2? V2 is 500 ml given. We have to find our T2. So now we will apply by Charles law, V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2. I have already explained the Charles law equation. We will put the values and we will get T2 is equal to how much? 775 Kelvin. Now we have to convert this 775 Kelvin into degree Celsius. How? I have told Kelvin to degree Celsius you have to do minus 273. So we have 775 minus 273, that is 502 degrees Celsius. So this is our answer. So remember, in the question it is given in degree Celsius. So first we will convert into Kelvin, solve the numericals, okay, and then after we got the answer, we have to again convert back into degree Celsius by subtracting minus 273, okay, and you can get the answer. I hope you can solve the other questions on your own, which is given in your textbook. So now we will understand what is gas equation. Okay, so the gas equation is nothing but the combination of Boyle's law as well as Charles law. So as we have discussed earlier, from Boyle's law what we have understood, that V is volume is inversely proportional to pressure. So we can say that and from Charles' law we have understood that volume is directly proportional to temperature. Now combining these two equations, suppose this is equation 1 and this is our equation 2. If we combine these two, what we will get? We will get that volume is proportional to temperature by pressure. Yes or no? Or combining that, what we can get? We can get that volume is equal to constant into temperature by pressure. Or from that we can get that P into V by T is equal to constant. And from that we can get that P1 V1 by T1 will be equal to P2 by T2. So this is our gas equation. Is it clear? So gas equation is what? P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2. Okay. So now we will understand what is the kinetic theory behind Boyle's law and Charles' law. So as we know that in Boyle's law, pressure and volume are inversely proportional to each other at a constant temperature. Okay. So why does it happens? So why the pressure and volume is inversely proportional? So you have to understand that whenever the pressure is increased, then what happens? The molecules comes closer to each other, and due to which the volume decreases. And whenever the pressure is decreased, then what happens? The molecules go far from each other, so the volume is increased. Okay. Same for Charles' law, what happens? Whenever the temperature is increased, the kinetic energy get increased and the molecules motion increases, due to which the pressure increases. And when the temperature is decreased, then the kinetic energy decreased, due to which the volume also decreased. Okay. That is why we say that in Boyle's law, pressure is inversely proportional to volume, and in Charles' law, volume is directly proportional to temperature. Okay. So now we'll understand what is standard temperature and pressure, that is STP and NTP. So remember, STP is standard temperature and pressure. Also it is known as NTP, that is normal temperature or pressure. Both are same thing. Okay. So now whenever we say STP, that means what? The standard temperature. So what is the standard temperature? Standard temperature is 0 degree Celsius or 273 Kelvin. And what is the standard pressure? Standard pressure is 760 millimeter of mercury or 76 centimeter of mercury or 1 atmospheric pressure. Any one we can take. Out of these three, any one will be known as standard pressure, and out of these two, any one will be known as standard temperature, also normal temperature, and these are all normal pressure. So whenever in the question it will be given that STP, then you have to take this temperature and this pressure. Clear? So now let us solve some numericals based on gas equation. So let us see. The first question. The first question says that a gas occupies 700 ml at STP. So STP means, already I have told, standard temperature and pressure. So now find the volume occupied by the gas when its pressure is 400 millimeter of mercury and its temperature is 15 degrees Celsius. So now you see a gas occupies 700 ml. That means this will be our volume 1, V1. So V1 is our 700 ml. Now P1 and T1, how we can get P1 and T1? That is initial pressure and initial temperature. We can get it from STP. Yes, I have told you. So what is STP? So we have told that standard pressure is 760 millimeter of mercury and standard temperature is 0 degree Celsius. And we have to convert that 0 degree Celsius to Kelvin. So we have to add 0 plus 273, which will become 273 Kelvin. I have already told that whenever degree Celsius to Kelvin you have to convert, what you do? You have to add 273. And whenever from Kelvin you have to convert to degree Celsius, what you have to do? You have to subtract 273. So here you see we are converting 0 degree Celsius to Kelvin. So we are adding 273 plus 0, so 273 Kelvin. Now we'll use the gas equation, that is P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2. Substituting the values, we get what? We get our V2, that is we have to find out volume 2, that is final volume. So that is 1403, that is 1403.07 ml. So this is our answer. I hope you understood this chapter. We have completed the chapter. You solved the numericals. Whenever you get any doubt, you can comment in the video. Okay, that's all for students. We'll continue in the next video. Bye bye.